Now, this relationship is relatively new with Abra.
It is. It is. We became an Abra in January, and we've been working very closely with their team. At first, they came in and helped us for pretty much a solid 2 to 3 weeks to get all the software up to speed and get everyone kind of understanding their philosophy and their practices and procedures. But then fortunately we've been able to work with some really great people, some of their consultants to come in. And again, they give suggestions and help analyze our business and find out some of the bottlenecks, if you will. If you think about the collision center, it's very much like in a lot of ways like a factory. And you only move as fast as the slowest part of the repair process. So they can help us kind of objectively find areas where we can improve, and then again get what's known as cycle time. That's sort of a shop term that you hear, or an industry term that you hear thrown around. But basically, the shorter the cycle time, the faster we're repairing vehicles. And again, that makes the customer happy, which is the most important thing. But it also makes the insurance companies, really want to partner with us as well.
Let's talk a little bit about the insurance companies. I'm sure with the years that McEleney has had their body shop, the relationships you make with insurance companies, talk a little bit about that and what that means for your customer.
Sure. We're a preferred program, or on the preferred program of many of the insurance companies, the larger and the smaller insurance companies. A lot of people listening may be familiar with, and some of the larger ones are Progressive and State Farm, Allied Nationwide, and Iowa. And there are some other ones in there that we like to partner with, and we've got a very good relationship with a lot of the local agents of those companies, and we know a lot of customers will choose to call their agent first in the case of an accident. So it's very important that we've built those relationships, and certainly those agents in town that we do a lot of work with we have a good relationship with, and they know that we're going to fix a car right the first time, and we're going to do it on time.
It's a lot about trust.
Absolutely, no question.
Now let's talk a little bit about the actual inside, the guts, the main part of the body shop, the new McEleney's Abra Auto Body. The level of materials you guys use, where does that rank you guys as well?
Sure. No, we do use very high quality products in all of our body materials and all the products we use in order to, first of all, repair a panel or a bumper cover, for example, but also in the paints that we use as well. We do use some of the highest qualities there are out there. In addition to that, our facility is very nice. It's really the finest auto body shop in the area, and I'm not saying that just to say it or to puff our chest out too much, but we're in a very great position where we've only been out here at this end of town for 9 years, and which I guess sometimes sounds long and sometimes sounds short. But we have 2 state-of-the-art paint booths, and that's a unique situation to be in. We're very fortunate that we can handle quite a lot of work. We have 2 modernized frame racks, and we have a laser measuring system. And most people say, well, what do you need a laser measuring system for, or what does that benefit to me? But that's something we just acquired since we became an Abra here about 7 months ago. And the neat thing about the laser measuring system, Chris, is that if you have a harder hit, where maybe there's some frame damage, or it's a problem where maybe you caught a deer, maybe you hit another car, but we can actually set up a system underneath the car and put targets out and measure the exact frame dimensions of what's called control points. And so control points are different parts of the car that have been established in space in a 3-dimensional model of where the car should be, and we're comparing where a perfect, say, 2002 Grand Prix, a pristine Grand Prix should have a certain control point in a certain area, but when you come in after yours has been wrecked, we'll put all these targets on and know exactly down to the millimeter how far off and in which direction that damage has caused your car to be. And then what we'll do is we'll get a printout of that, and then in real time, as we pull on that frame to get it back into alignment, we can see that car on the computer coming back into adjustment, so we know when we're done that frame in that car is back to where it was. It's back to pre-accident condition.
Now, could you imagine going back 50 years when McEleney first opened up their auto body shop and telling somebody you're going to be able to do that?
It's pretty unbelievable.
It sounds like Star Wars. You shoot lasers to figure out if the car's crooked or not. That's crazy.
It's unbelievable.
It's not the low-impact blowhammer trying to knock out dents. You guys do it very scientific and very, very in-depth to get these repairs done.
Absolutely. And to that point, we do have both ASE and ICAR certification. Those are a couple of the standard industry organizations that help with our education, and all of our technicians go through many, many hours every single year in getting trained, whether they're body technicians or primarily painters, to get themselves up to snuff and to stay current on all these new developments in cars and some of the new materials and the new technology. They're really almost engineers back there in addition to body techs.